Greetings, welcome everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast episode 546. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
Yep.
Corey Feinsod.
Ahoy.
And Tony Gorkanakis.
Yo.
I gave you the shootout. Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners, to 546 of the Gamecast. So, man, there's a lot of gaming news to talk about here. I'll take it into in a second. But I think last week I talked about getting the Xbox Series X, right? I got that last week. I unboxed it. I didn't get much time. I played a little more of it. I played Outriders. I'm not graphically there's not much difference really. I'll give you guys my honest opinion of the system. Okay. Loading time is awesome. Holy cow, that is just it's so nice. But I'm used to seeing that. I know as a computer guy who works on computers, if anybody complains about a slow computer, I'm like, well, do you have a solid state drive? And they say, what? And I'm like, okay, I'll show you guys the speed here. You put a solid state drive in something, it makes your computer look like new. I know that. And so that's what we get here with this thing. It is really awesome. It boots so fast. You hit the controller button on and I turn my TV on and change the inputs. It's sitting there waiting for me to launch a game. That's how quick it loads. And I mean, Outriders loads so fast. And it does look better without a doubt. It's smoother, but it's not like night and day. So with Streets of Rage,
we knew that though, Jim. We knew that, and that's not where graphically is not where we're leaping.
No,
making jumps.
Streets of Rage 4. The problem with Streets of Rage 4, Tony, you don't have an HDR set, do you? I was wondering if it was HDR in the old systems, or did they did that something? Because I remember the Series X has that software that automatically turns HDR on for games, and I wondered if that was something that they added for this game or not. But it just seems like it would be, but it may have been in the older version. I mean, it's super bright. I love the game. Color-wise, it looks awesome, and I got to try. Obviously, I get to try a little bit of it today in between me watching tons of Castlevania. But I'm pretty impressed with Streets of Rage, how smooth it is, how it looks, the fun. The only thing I will say this, I hate the fact that Microsoft's system doesn't realize I'm trying to actually read the story a little bit, and it keeps popping up with pop-ups achievements, and I'm like, I can't read what's on the fucking screen right now.
I know, I hate that. Can you move the pop-up if it's top or bottom?
I think you can turn those off. Yeah, I think you can.
You turn them off. I know that.
I don't care about achievements anymore. I'm like, whatever. I'm just I'm watching the story, and I beat the first boss, and I'm like, I don't know what she said first. I'm like, I don't know what the first line was because it was a big achievement popped up on the screen. I'm like, I got 2 words out of this. Not that the story's huge in that game, I'm sure, but I actually heard that it was fun, so I want to play this game and experience the story mode of it. And so,
Did you start with the new chick?
No, I'm playing as Axel. I just I never was a big Streets of Rage fan, but I know the characters. So I want to start off as that character, just because it's recognizable. So I'm definitely like the combat. Is this team doing Turtles or something?
Yes.
Okay. That's good. That's good news, because they innovated on this just boring beat 'em up kind of game. So I do like the fact that this is the team. I thought this was the team doing it, and that's kind of why I'm happy to be playing this right now, to give me a tease of what's going to happen with the Turtles game, which I'm psyched for. So, like I said, Tony recommended this a while ago. It's good, and that's pretty much it for me gaming wise. So, I don't know, Corey, what have you been playing?
Smaller Outriders here and there. Getting closer to challenge tier 15, which is the max. But actually been not gaming, so to speak, but I've been going through the new book from Schreier, and it's been pretty good. So it's press reset, I think.
It's about how game companies can fail, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's essentially companies closing and the people, how it affects the people that are involved in that, and some of those stories and how they've either come out of it on top, or good, or not. So it's we've got some more BioShock Infinite info last week, I think, because of this book, and So it starts off with Warren Spector, and then it goes into BioShock and Ken Levine stuff, and so yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's not I think I found the Blood, Sweat, and Pixels a little more interesting just because you got like inside scoops on the development of a game and stuff like that. This is very it's just the writing is fantastic and the voice narration is great. Obviously, same we get the same guy back, but it's just kind of like a little depressing because like you want those happy endings and you don't always get that with this. So it's but it's the reality, and like you know that, and it just goes more in depth as to how it gets there and to like how it affects people.
And that's what I've been saying for a couple of years, especially when in the PS3 generation, 360 generation, when the HD hurdles. I mean, we talked about it. Like it was a joke. Like it's like, oh, the generation delays, right? I think it was the meme even on our own podcast. Is just how the difficulty of making AAA games just like got so much more expensive. You needed, even bigger, more gigantic studios to do stuff. And later on, it's like, look, like by doing crunch, you're just burning people out. And it's like, and not just like they're taking a break, like they're just leaving the game industry. And there's not enough talent to fill like, those, lead positions and stuff like that. Like when, what's his name? Was it Druckmann? Who left?
Druckmann? No, it's the other guy.
Bruce Staley.
Bruce Staley. That's it. Yeah.
Yep. So like, I mean, he's just gone.
No, it's the thing is like, soon as you get people that are competent at their job, they're like, well, I'm done. I'm out. And like even talks about like the Warren Spector, like he was in the business for over 30 years. And it's just like that just doesn't happen. It's just you don't see that because
Miyamoto's still going.
Yeah. But it's really cool though to see some of the insight into game companies and how they operate and some of the stories that lead up to their demise or not. So it's good stuff. Always interested in what Schreier has to put out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that book out, no question. I think I read the last one just in paperback, rather than listen to it. But
you gotta listen to it. It's Prince Noctis narrated. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'll get the Audible in this one. So yeah. I just read so much faster than the narration, even if I speed it up. If I speed it up, I can't understand them. So it's like I haven't found that right speed.
Yeah, it's just so it's tough because like you can, for me at least, I can like do it while I'm cleaning, doing dishes, mowing the lawn, driving.
Yeah, so I'm afraid to miss something when I do that. Like driving is different, I guess, but it's like if you're doing something like mowing the lawn and stuff, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I miss it.
Mindless activities. Yeah, everybody's different though. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Tony?
Nothing new. Just playing Pokemon Snap. I meant to get that one Famicom detective game, and I said to myself, I was like, let me beat Pokemon, new Pokemon Snap first before I dive into another game that I haven't finished. So just doing that.
So the only gripe I've heard about this game, Pokemon Snap, is at this point, how much fun would it be just to make it a not on rails game?
Yeah, you could probably totally ditch the on-rail stuff, and it'd be awesome. Because like I
understand why they did it the first time, but like now it's like you could really work on this and make it awesome open world kind of.
What if it was on rails for the story part, and then like when Endgame is all open world? That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could even see a mixture where it's like it's open world, and then you get into certain sections like that's on rails or something like that, just to diversify the gameplay a little bit. But I mean, you have to remember, Pokemon Snap came out. I want to say it's one of the first games that is entirely based around photography, right? And then you look at all the games in the past, 5 years, and the photo mode is huge, right? Like some of these games have elaborate.
Beyond Good and Evil, man, that was all about photography.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was GameCube, Xbox, PS2 era.
Yeah, I mean it was after, sure.
Right. So you have that, but you look at all these games like Horizon, God of War, Zelda, Mario Odyssey. Anything.
Those aren't even centered around.
Right, they're not even centered around that.
It's just a mode in the game.
Right, exactly. So you could totally do that, and it's so popular that people share that stuff on social media now that they could absolutely do an open world, Pokemon game where it's like this is just the thing.
Take pictures.
Depending on how they even wanted it, like in open world Pokemon game. I mean, you could put a Snap mini game in there, or like a functionality that replicates that experience.
That's true. A photo mode. Yeah,
Yeah.
a photo mode. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you could merge the whole thing, but then they could make money two times on you for Pokemon. So
well, I mean, they do that anyway. So
that's true. That's true. So
they're the masters of that. It's like, no, you're not gonna buy our game just once. You're gonna buy it twice.
All right,
bitch.
Mike, what's going on in the Yakuza world?
So yeah, I'm into Yakuza 6. It's the same type of thing. It feels very similar to Judgment. It came out, I think, a year before it. So that's why. I don't really like the latest updated version of the engine. Actually, now that I bridged that gap again for the second time, it feels. I kind of like the way the combat felt in the older engine more.
Yeah. Well, that was the older Shenmue engine.
It's hard to explain why. This one like tries to have more momentum when you're running around, but it just kind of feels like you're sliding around a little bit. And there's just one fighting style from what I can tell, as opposed to multiple, which I don't know. It seems unnecessarily dumbed down to me, but I like it. The story's still funny and ridiculous, and a little more of Kiryu's story. And then I've also been playing Outriders. I've done something to do, but I've started to actually do matchmaking with Ring.
Oh wow!
Because the end game is I can't get I was playing with my other friends who were way behind me, and that's useless. So so I just
it's almost impossible to do the expeditions by yourself if you're not like elite.
Yeah, no,
no scope.
I have to I would have to just grind for gear like a tier or two lower than where I want to be if I went by myself. So I've been playing with some other people, but still the resource barrier in the mid 40s is ridiculous now. And it's like
you need
wall.
the pod.
Yeah,
the pod.
They're not even the problem because I've been doing so many lower level ones as well as this. It's just the amount of other stuff. I just don't have that. So I got my max wearable right now is I think 46 or so, but not many things are actually there yet because I just can't upgrade it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but it's getting a little long in the tooth for me at this point. Just sort of grinding that for unknown reasons with leaving all my other friends behind pretty much as well. But we'll see, and I would like to see that little thing at the end that it promises. We'll see how that goes, but I don't know. Obviously, you need to be the top tier to get there, and I'm not sure if I have that in me at this point, but we'll see. That's it.
All right. That's it for everybody. We covered everything. Yeah. All right. Let's get into some news here. We'll kick it off with a little bit of news here with Mass Effect 3 launched. Mass Effect Legendary Edition launched. And without its multiplayer, I didn't know Mass Effect 3 didn't have its multiplayer in it.
I thought they said that initially.
I forgot that. They have come on record saying it could be added. Now, if you guys remember that game, that was a really good mode. I enjoyed that myself, and I'm not a big multiplayer fan, but that was a really fun multiplayer.
Yeah, it was
basically
fun.
Outriders.
Yeah, it was fun. It's just I hated how it was required for the single player with the war effort or whatever the galactic readiness or whatever bullshit.
That's right.
Although I'm still not sure exactly what.
I don't even know if it. Yeah, I don't even know how it impacted anything.
Clearly, it's not that.
It didn't impact a thing.
If it's not in this Legendary Edition. So I do think it's a great mode by itself, though, and I'm psyched that they could bring it into this because I'm going to get the Legendary Edition, just probably not at full price.
It's not on Origin.
I don't know. So
I have to see.
I don't know.
I haven't checked.
I don't know, but it's interesting. They said there is a possibility for them to bring that there. The other news I shared with us on Discord, by the way, was Starfield apparently is going to be, now this is still rumored, but it seems to be trending everywhere. It's going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC now.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising. We've talked about this for weeks, right? And
I'm a little. I didn't know. I wasn't sure on that. I think they could have still put it out on PlayStation, but
I
makes
think
sense.
that I think this makes a lot of sense for Microsoft, especially with the money they invested in Bethesda. Like
you don't
I
spend
can't
billions of dollars to not try to use that as a competitive advantage.
Exactly.
I could see it launching like a year down the line on PlayStation, just for them to make money.
Oof,
Yeah.
Tomb Raider style. Oh.
Yeah, no, I absolutely could see that happening. That's a good idea, Tony. I could see them doing this without a doubt.
Right. The difference between the Tomb Raider thing, I mean, I agree overall, but the difference with the Tomb Raider thing is the first Tomb Raider launched on both the systems, and then Microsoft was like, exclusivity for the second one. It's like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, why the fuck would you fucking do that? And we know that studio didn't learn a goddamn lesson with Avengers. They didn't learn a fucking goddamn lesson.
No, that studio is fucking terrible. And I've said how many podcasts?
Yeah.
No,
Never happened.
Like Tomb Raider got worse and worse and worse every fucking version. That studio is terrible, anyways. Like it's just horrible. Like you can blame Microsoft for killing the Tomb Raider franchise in terms of its momentum, but don't worry, that studio handled it by itself because they got worse and worse every time they made the game. And Avengers is the pinnacle of their failures. But that pretty much covers it. So fuck them. There you go. I'll put it in there. So,
but I mean, this is what I expect. Again, you don't spend billions of dollars to just be like, oh yeah, we'll launch it on a competitor's thing just to make money. Like the thing is, Microsoft has no reason to launch on PlayStation, right?
No.
They lost billions of dollars. I remember
later.
when the announcement was, we did it. I ran the numbers. I was like, there's no way they would ever make their money back for what, decades? You know, even if they were making $40 a pop at 20 million copies sold for like the next Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. Like, they would never make that money back. It's just an investment in their ecosystem. So they're never going to make that money back. So you might as well use it to get the most advantage you can by luring people to the Xbox ecosystem and the Game Pass ecosystem, because that's honestly what it was all about. And I guarantee you, if the Game Pass was on PlayStation, we would see it launch. They would do it through Game Pass.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's different for them. That subscription, they can make money no matter where you are.
Right, exactly.
So,
I mean, that's their goal. That is their goal. Yep. That's the launch.
All right. What else we have? This is interesting. This is funny. This is not gaming news per se, but I thought this was fun to put in the Gamecast. The Target news about them dropping the Pokemon cards in their stores. I think this is going to be like all cards. What is going on with trading?
Well, they say in the article, it says it's NBA and MLB and football. It's all, right? Yeah. It's like Magic's the only cards they're selling right now.
Yeah, like it's unbelievable. Like baseball cards, everything had a resurrection suddenly in this. Is it pandemic really? I don't even know. Like it just suddenly people want the nostalgia of holding a card in their hand, and Pokemon is the driver clearly. Like. I've been hearing stories about listening to other podcasts where the guys waiting online, and it's like people are bringing guns to wait online now.
Oh yeah, two teenagers got killed just the other day, and it's fucking horrifying, honestly. And obviously you can't directly blame it, but indirectly, it's these fucking social media influencers like Logan Paul, whatever the fuck his double first name shit is.
Yeah.
Bad both ways.
Right, it's bad both. Exactly. Him doing these fucking videos where he bought like some first edition Pokemon TCG box and opened it, and it's like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then all of a sudden, all these fucking Zoomers and
the thing is, like, you spent $1 million on that too, or something, right? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Because he has the fuck you money to do it, but now all these fucking junior investors want to get in on that fucking shit and be like, oh, I want to sell cards, because everybody wants it now. So I mean, I was telling you guys, like when I got a couple of those Happy Meals for the fucking Pokemon cards, like people were like going nuts for them and shit like that. It's like
original cryptocurrency.
Right. There's even one now where like you get
they are.
You can get I think it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, or there's a cereal with Pokemon cards in it.
Yeah,
and people are there are pictures where like people are just slashing open the boxes just to steal the cards and just walking away and stuff like that.
You know what this is? It's because there's no loot boxes in games anymore.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah,
so it's crazy out there. I wonder if I have old baseball cards. I wonder, are they worth more now? Is this the market high now?
Doubt it.
Then there's what's the point of this garbage if they're not bringing value back to old cards?
I gotta look it up. I don't know. Gotta check it out.
I think
I
it's
have
the
old
whole
Magic cards.
resale value.
Apparently, nobody wants
like,
Magic cards. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah, plenty of Magic. Nobody wants Magic cards. They're all there.
People want Magic cards. It's not the mass. Because the thing is, a lot of Pokemon collectors are just collectors. Like, they don't even play the fucking game. It's just, like, they want to own all 100 versions of, like, Pikachu and shit like that. Probably more than 100 versions of Pikachu and shit like that. Whereas, like, Magic, like...
My McDonald's one here.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, I tried for that. Couldn't get it.
First freaking pack, too, man.
That's the lucky pack, man. That's the luckiest pack. But yeah, and like the thing is too, it's like, so you get the casual ones, you get the players, plus you also get this like demographic that just wants to fucking collect. Like that's it. And
and then there's the scalpers again.
And then there's
you can see how the social media too. It's just like
the ones who got all the chips and the PlayStation 5s.
And we saw with GameStop and that stock and how like just like blew up because of the
internet willed it to be.
Exactly.
Internet willed this to be.
And so it's the same stuff here. Yeah, same.
I mean, GameStop is still like 180 on the market. It's ridiculous what it's still going at. By the way, it's just the company's not worth this, and just because the people like you said, like a frenzy suddenly, like you just buy. It's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy what the internet can do for influence on things. So, which is what we've seen with Twitch. I mean, we've seen this with influencers. You know what I mean? Like it's a new category. So. All right. Jason Schreier tweeted out, actually, this is interesting. Horizon still has a good chance of launching this year, apparently, but not God of War. So that was earlier in the week, last week, after our podcast. He tweeted out that, but it's interesting. I didn't think Horizon had any shot of this year.
I mean, it may have a chance. Do you think it actually happens? So you're saying there's a chance, like 1% chance, like that's a chance. What are we talking here? Because I don't see it happening.
Unless don't know. They
rush it.
Microsoft's planning on doing Halo.
It's hard. It's hard.
They've been planning on doing Halo for 4 years.
So on purpose. So like, I'm guessing Halo's this year. So Sony's got to have something big. It has to.
You'd hope so.
I mean, it's Halo.
Sure? Do they have to? Do they have to?
No.
I mean, you'd hope so, but like their systems
they're selling right now with nothing. They sell their systems more. Anything they can make it sells with nothing. There's nothing to play.
What is it? Miles Morales, right? Is that it?
Yeah, Miles Morales
Returnal's on everything though. Like even Miles Morales is on everything. So I mean, Sony wise.
It's true. Sony wise, yes.
I thought that was a PS5 exclusive.
No, it's PS4.
No, we talked about that, Mike. Remember, we were like, "There's no way this is going to be exclusive to PS5."
No, not
too many PS4s.
You're talking about Returnal.
Returnal, I mean.
Oh no.
Are you sure?
It's
absolutely on older gen.
I don't think so. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
All right.
Absolutely. There's no way you're gonna like cut out 80 million potential purchasers.
100 million.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
Returnal only on PS5.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Is it on PC?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh. We mentioned on the other podcast, the movie cast, about AT&T splitting off their properties now. Time Warner, their purchase. The big purchase was Time Warner. So they're.
Oh, it's a Housemark thing? Oh, I didn't realize Housemark made it. Maybe it is only on PS5 then.
Oh, yeah, it is.
They're handing over their divisions to Discovery Network in a huge deal. And that includes gaming studios, but not all gaming studios. We don't even know which ones that is yet. Apparently, there's about half their studios are going over to the Discovery brand under ownership. And we don't know what those are yet. So, like games in development, if they're developed by multiple teams, multiple studios, there's a big problem there, actually, because there could be different ownership soon. This affects like Gotham Knights specifically. I know is one of the major ones. NetherRealms is one of the companies they're talking about right now. Who retains the rights to that? And what's the other game? There's another one.
With Suicide Squad with Rocksteady.
I don't even know that was
the
talked
Harry
about. I know
Potter
Gotham Knights
game.
specifically was mentioned. Harry Potter game. That's what it was. Yeah. So like all of that ownership kind of stuff is in question now. So I don't even know. I don't think we get Gotham Knights.
You don't think we get it?
I bet you it gets canceled. I bet you we don't get it.
Canceled completely?
Yeah. I mean, there's probably.
I feel like that game has already went through a few different permutations to get to whatever it is now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just redid everything again and it came out even another year beyond that based on new ownership. I think it'll come, but it might not be what it's been shown as so far. But it is funny that it seems like the video game aspect has been an afterthought in this sale or whatever you would call it. But it seems also to be the most directly affected by this, but we don't really understand how yet.
Yeah, I know. This is going to break down. I guess Warner owns like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, the DC Entertainment Hero stuff, and that is all like in question now. But which studios are going where? So it could be interesting how this breaks out. I just don't know, man. Gotham Knights, Hogwarts Legacy, Suicide Squad is on the list here. Lego Star Wars apparently is another one being developed by them. So I don't know. We'll see. Lastly in the news, guys, who wants Grand Theft Auto 6?
Eventually.
I will raise my hands. I want a Grand Theft Auto 6. I fucking please. Can we have one? The answer would be no. That's the answer. We're getting Grand Theft Auto 5 again on PS5 and Xbox Series systems.
Yeah,
they're revamping it. Huh?
That was like one of the first things Sony announced. Remember?
I know that, but they gave us a release date now and no news on 6.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need to. There's no need. There's no
exactly. That's my fucking point.
rush.
Stop buying this fucking game. Stop buying this fucking game. Jesus Christ!
Bring
people.
it back to the
Listen
top
to
10.
me.
Let's do it.
Well, where's Mario Kart 9? It's the same idea.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, absolutely not. It is nothing. It's been on 2 systems. One of them is barely a system. It's a controller. It's been on 1 fucking system. This has been on multiple generations.
3 generations now.
It's ridiculous. Fucking let it die. Sorry. It's like it's worse than Skyrim. Absolutely 100%. Plus, overall, is it that good of a game? No, it's not.
See, most people would argue with you on that one, but
I mean, it's like a playground. People can just mess around and do stuff in it.
Apparently, the online
there's a lot
thing.
in the open
I
world
actually saw
really
some
that
cool
I didn't really feel like engaging all that much with, but there's a lot in the open world that you can find and discover.
The mod, I saw the mod. Somebody modded it to have the invincible characters in the game now. So like, you can like fly with what's his name, the dad. You can fly around as him in the game and fight people in the air. So on the PC, it's pretty amazing. But still, I just like, guys, seriously, it's like It is like Skyrim though. Like I honestly at this point also stop buying Skyrim. Like I'll go out that far. Like I don't hate Skyrim as much, and I'm biased about it. You're right.
Think about what you're saying. That's like the equivalent of saying like stop watching Star Wars.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're talking about like the same.
How many times have you bought the Star Wars original trilogy?
Damn it.
How many times?
You gotta get on every new platform,
right.
Jim. Every new platform. Gotta get that VHS, that DVD, HD DVD.
You're talking about like a $20 purchase. You're not talking about a $60 purchase.
They're not $60
purchases anymore. $20?
Yeah.
You can buy the original trilogy for $20.
Well, back in the day, on VHS, I probably spent the trilogy.
I remember buying that for $50 on VHS at Walmart.
Oh, maybe. You're right. The THX versions, yeah. I remember those. greatest versions.
Laser
ever.
disc. Gotta get that laser disc.
Yeah, laser disc. That was good. I didn't have laser disc. So I had VHS, THX. I had the originals, and then I had DVD, and I had Blu-ray, and then 4K.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's not a direct one-to-one comparison, but I'm saying Grand Theft Auto, that is a staple at this point. Minecraft, that is the staple of the gaming industry at this point. Like, that is what it is. Even though it has a number to old boomers like you, me, Corey, and Mike right now, like Grand Theft Auto, like that might as well just be called Grand Theft Auto. It really should. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, most people are like, Grand Theft. I guarantee you, 99% of the players that are playing Grand Theft Auto 5, if they looked at one, they'd be like, "Wow, that looks like a piece of fucking garbage," and I would never play that game because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Even 3.
Yeah.
So all right.
I don't disagree with your overall notion. I don't disagree with your overall notion at all.
You're not enticing them to make a 6. You're not. Yeah. Why spend millions of dollars?
That's right. And we could go on about this because here's the thing. The thing that's selling Grand Theft Auto 5 for all 3 generations right now is the online component, right? Why would they what is the point of what is the urgency for them to do Grand Theft Auto Online 2 or something like that? What would the equivalent be for GTA 6? Because there's no way they would launch that without a GTA Online portion because that's where all the fucking money is being made for them at this point.
Yep.
So really, like the only thing that would benefit from a Grand Theft Auto 6 at this point is the story. And as we've seen, like nobody gives a fuck. Like people just want to play multiplayer. It's bigger than the brand at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
It's funny though too because they also kind of like Red Dead Online isn't that much of a thing. Like they tried, but it's not there yet.
Horse Simulator Online? Yeah, I don't care about that game. It was not a great whatever.
I was more interested in that one than the GTA one because there's folks, treasure hunts and point,
the GTA gods decided they didn't want us to continue talking badly about their game.
I don't know.
So our recording decided to stop receiving audio and just cut out. And I apologize for that. We do apologize. Thank you for listening to this episode, though. Write us at allyoucangeek@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. And subscribe to that YouTube channel, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube. Again, apologize for our feed cutting out. I'll see you guys next week.